passing is October 2003. This is a very rare and interesting case. We will be presenting successful follow-up of a 7 years follow-up of a successfully treated case of primary non-gestational ovarian choriocarcinoma. Pure non-gestational choriocarcinoma of the ovary is an extremely rare tumor encountered in women of reproductive age group, usually less than 20 years. Most of these patients have distant organ metastasis at the time of initial diagnosis. Literature says that these tumors respond poorly to most chemotherapeutic regimens. We present a case of 10 years old unmarried girl who presented in around May 2001 with complaints of pain in lower abdomen, increased frequency of motion, sense of incomplete evacuation, nausea and reduced appetite. On examination, there was an irregular, non-tender mass in the right iliac fossa. Imaging studies, ultrasound revealed presence of an irregular, heterogeneous mass arising from the right adnexa, measuring about 8 by 10 by 8 centimeters. These are the USG with Doppler findings showing increased color flow within the mass. CT scan revealed matted ileal loops with proximal small bowel loops mild dilatation along with loculated ascites and peritonitis, suggestive of Cox etiology. MRI revealed a large heterogeneous mass lesion lying mainly in the cul-de-sac, extending into the lower abdomen, causing inferior and lateral displacement of uterus, lateral and superior displacement of small bowel loops distended with fluid. The posterior aspect of the lesion was hyperintense, suggestive of blood degradation products. There were also signs of bilateral inguinal, obturator, and iliac lymphadenopathy. The fat planes between the rectum, bladder, and the mass were preserved. So, possibility of a solid ovarian neoplasm was thought. These are the MRI pictures of the same. The tumor marker assay was done, which revealed a significantly high rate raised titer beta HCG, approximately 3,84,780 international units. LDH was also raised. AFP and CA125 are within normal limits. The plan of management. A decision for exploratory laparotomy was taken in agreement with the surgeon. Debulking of the tubo-ovarian tissue along with the right salpingo-ovarectomy was done. Also, the posterior surface of the uterus, there was repairment of the tumor tissue. A frozen section revealed choriocarcinoma of the ovary with atypical spindle cell proliferation and extensive necrosis. This is a microscopic appearance of the tumor. Post-operative period, CT thorax revealed bilateral multiple pulmonary metastasis. A decision was taken to refer the patient to Tata Memorial Hospital. This is CT thorax photo. The patient received combination chemotherapy at Tata with BEP, EP and VIP combinations. After 4 cycles of chemotherapy, the beta HCG level fell down to 6.3 international units and CT scan showed no evidence of pulmonary metastasis. This is a graph showing the levels at the end of the 4th cycle and the follow-up till date. That's around 7 years follow-up of the case. This is the combination chemotherapy regimen used. The follow-up. The patient was followed up initially 3 monthly for the first year, 6 monthly for the second year, and then yearly till date. Her last follow-up was in January 2008. That accounts for 7 years of follow-up. At her every visit, her beta HCG and alpha-fetoprotein levels, USG of abdomen and pelvis, and X-ray chest are done. The latest follow-up is in Jan 2008. Her beta HCG level continues to remain 0 and she is menstruating regularly. The discussion part. Primary non-gestational choriocarcinoma is extremely rare and seen usually in association with other germs and tumors. The estimated incidence is around 1 into 369 lakhs. The pure forms of choriocarcinoma arising primarily from the ovary and not following any pregnancy events are extremely rare. Histologically, it has the same appearance as gestational choriocarcinoma metastatic to the ovaries. The tumor produces HCG and presence of HCG can be useful in monitoring the patient's response to treatment. In presence of high HCG levels, isosexual precocity is seen to occur in about 50% of patients whose lesions appear before menarche. The prognosis remains poor with rapid pelvic invasion, intra-abdominal spread, extensive lymphatic and hematogenous dissemination. There are only a few limited reports on the use and success of chemotherapy for non-gestational choriocarcinomas. However, as in our case, after primary debulking surgery, combination chemotherapy regimen using DEP, EP and BIP regimen was effective. To our knowledge, approximately 40 cases of non-gestational choriocarcinoma has been reported so far. The prognosis is getting better by advances in combination chemotherapy, and the survival rate is increasing, and it's about 96.4% in 15 years since 1985.